Hey guys, welcome to my first clear of Memory Stage 15 of the Forgotten Hall in Honkai Dureal on my free-to-play account. So before we start the first fight here, I'm using the technique of Denhang, I'm using the technique of Weld, and then we are starting the fight with him too. This is because he's an imaginary character, so when he starts the fight, the enemies are going to be imprisoned, which, you know, delays their turns a bit, slows them down. So that is always nice. Well, not much is going to happen while we clear this trash here. Let's talk about the team comps for a second here. So the biggest issue I had as a free-to-play player was to actually get two whole parties strong enough to clear these two boss fights. My main party was actually consisting of Tingyun, Seele, Trailblazer, Fire and Natasha for most of the game. So as you can see, I kind of split the main party up between these two teams to, you know, balance out the strengths and weaknesses. I put Natasha into the weaker party of the two, because she just adds a lot of survivability as a healer. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to pull Bailu, so Natasha is actually my only healer. And yeah, I had to somehow make it work, and I guess we did it, so here we go. So yeah, I also really like the synergy between Weld and Denhang, because Weld is able to, you know, with his skill, he's able to imprison enemies, which delays their turns, slows them down, and that allows Denhang to use his ultimate at full potential, so that's a really nice synergy right there. I put Pella with them because I simply didn't have a better character. That's all it is, really. Pella is only level 50, just in the same way as March 7th. We are going to talk about that later on. But yeah, basically the thought process was that when I do have to use a severely underleveled character, I rather want to use a character who is, you know, kind of useful at no matter which level they are, which is definitely a fact with supporting characters. So Pella is really nice, you know, for her ability to remove buffs from the enemies, for her ability to debuff the enemy's defense, and that is just something that is nice no matter how weak or strong she is, you know. So yeah, she's with that party, and she's actually been pretty helpful, as you can see right here. She can also actually freeze the enemies, which, you know, once again, it removes some turns from the enemy team. And that is really nice for a weaker party like this, because, you know, if the enemies cannot attack me, hey, that means I take no damage, which is awesome. Alright, so yeah, the basic idea of this first party is just that Natasha is trying to keep the characters alive, Weld is trying to apply his debuffs on the enemies, which slows them down, and then we are having Denhang here, who tries to, well, he is trying to deal some damage. He's not really that great at it, because yeah, he's one of the characters that I leveled really late, so I think at this point I did get him to level 60 just recently, so he's actually max level for, you know, my Trailblazer level, but he's lacking like a lot of relics. I think his attack value at this point is at like 1.1k, so it really isn't a lot. I think that's like half of what my Seele has. So yeah, we are just trying to make stuff work here somehow, you know, just trying to get through this fight. Yeah, while Natasha is trying to keep us alive. So one thing to keep in mind is, in these fights you don't actually have to kill the ads to win the fight. All you need to do is kill the boss. So in this example you actually see me use Denhang's ultimate on Shepard instead of the ad on the right, which I could have killed with it. That is because I decided, okay, that's probably just going to be a bit overkill, and I do not want to waste the bit of damage that I do have. So yeah, we used it on Shepard. Right here we will still be able to take out this guy with just a basic attack, so I feel like that was a great decision there. Oh yeah, and what's going to happen next is very unfortunate. So Denhang has an ability, just like Seele by the way, and I guess most hunt characters. When he's below 50% HP, probability of getting hit by enemies is decreased. But yeah, as you can see here, Shepard actually did attack Denhang, and Denhang was still just above 50% HP. So that passive ability did not trigger for him. And yeah, then Shepard actually went for a second attack as well. So really unlucky there, but hey, that can happen, especially when you're not using a preservation character in your party. So, well, here we are, down one level 60 character, down one DPS character. But yeah, we still do have a chance. We can still make it work. The good thing for us right now is that the core of our party is basically still standing. So Denhang, while he does deal some nice DPS, when it comes to like, you know, the actual utility, he wasn't really doing too much for us. But now we still have the survivability that Natasha gives us with her heals. We still have the nice slow debuffs, imprisonments from Veld. We have the freezes from Pella and defense debuffs, of course. Oh yeah, right here, by the way, these ads, when Shepard applies the barrier to them, which basically prevents them getting damaged for one hit. I like to obviously take those out with my weaker characters, so I'm basically just using basic attacks of Pella, sometimes even Natasha, to take out those barriers, because I cannot hurt them anyway. And then, Veld can easily deal damage again. Got the lucky freeze here. That's really what I'm hoping for at this moment, that I'm just getting some lucky freezes, that I do get my debuffs out. Here, nice double freeze, wonderful. Maybe, if we get some more luck, maybe Veld can actually get some imprisonments down here, which delays the turns of the enemies even further. Or here comes the ultimate, so that should work. Yeah, there we go. Wonderful. All turns delayed, even Shepard is imprisoned, so that's kind of nice. And I think we are just going for the victory lap right here. There shouldn't be much that's going to happen here. So we are just slowly but surely taking down the boss here. And yeah, we somehow made it through that first fight, even though we lost our single target DPS. So pretty good. Let's just enjoy the last moments of this boss fight here. I'm actually way less worried about my second party, because we have 3 of my actual main party members in that party, so that is definitely going to be the much stronger party. And so currently, I'm really, like, as I said, I'm just trying to get through this first fight, because I think that the second fight is not going to be too much of an issue. Let's see if I was right about that. But yeah, here we are trying to finish off Shepard right now. I think he's going to struggle a bit with, like, I don't know, like 1% of his HP left after this. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, I think Veld should just, yeah, there we go. Yeah, and here we go. Now he's sitting at 1%. Pella is trying to kill him, doesn't work. The basic attack didn't kill him. Here, maybe the ultimate, no, still not done. What the fuck, this guy doesn't want to go down. But Natasha is finally finishing him off. I guess a grenade launcher hurts enough for him to die. So, for the second fight, we're going to use the techniques of Tingyun to get her ultimate ready, of Trailblazer Fire, and of Seele, who is also the one that engages, because Quantum also has the chance to slow down the enemies when you engage the fight with it. So, of course, we are buffing Seele up as much as possible. We want her to get ready. We want her to massacre these people. We want her to unleash all that she can do for us. Okay, so let's talk about the weird thing in this party. The weird thing is we are not using a healer, because I only have one healer. So that is really unfortunate. if you do have a second healer, if you do have Bailu, definitely use her. But I have to make things work somehow with what I have. So what I'm trying to do here is I actually have a very powerful, very defensive tank here, which is my Trailblazer Fire. He's geared up quite well. He doesn't take a lot of damage. And I am combining him with the shield of March 7th. So the important thing about the shield of her is not just that it does give you a shield, but also that it actually it raises the probability of the shielded character getting hit. So that basically means that she turns our already good tank into an even better tank. And that also means that I can use Trailblazer Fire to actually use his basic attack, which is actually quite nice. It actually deals quite a bunch of damage when it gets enhanced thanks to his passive ability. So it's kind of nice. So we are basically using her as a taunt and shielding machine. It's the same thing that I mentioned about Pella before, by the way. March 7th is also only level 50, and I basically didn't level any of her traces at all. But she can still be very useful, simply because she has this utility, she has this shield that helps me out so much in this combination. So she basically turns my tank into an even better tank, and she allows the Trailblazer to basically skip his taunting and just go for basic attacks. So, you know, that means we are dealing some damage, but most importantly, that also means that we are not using a skill point with him. We are actually using him to generate skill points most of the time. And yeah, that's basically the core idea behind this party. And those two are combined with my most powerful damage setup, which is the combination of Tingyun and Seele. You can probably already see that these two work incredibly nice together. The damage difference between this party and the first party is insane. But yeah, that's basically the difference between, you know, having like having characters that actually have like all of their traces leveled up, you know, that are at max level and have a nice light cone. So yeah, you can see this is like yeah. There's not a lot to worry about. It is kind of scary, I'm going to admit. It is kind of scary to do this without a healer. But as you can see, it worked out really well with this combination of, you know, a good tank and the shield of March 7. So, you know, even though she is not at a high level, she was really useful during this fight. So that is how I cleared the final fight of the Forgotten Hall on my free-to-play account. I hope it was somewhat informative or maybe even entertaining for you. And I guess we are striving to do some stuff in the Memory of Chaos next. This is going to be fun. Thanks for watching.